Okie dokie. We're going to continue talking about applications of how to find the absolute value inequalities. And this problem asks us to find right in the absolute inequality versus the mass range of the African elephant. All right. What we're going to do is, in order to find this, we have we'll just read the problem. African elephant is the heaviest land animal on the planet. Their mass varies from, all right, two different values, 3,600 to 6,000 kilograms. Now, if we just set up a inequality, we could just set a inequality like so. All right, where we have 3,600, and we have our mass, which is going to be between these two values right here. So we have these two values, and this is where we have between. Now, in order to create an inequality, what we need is that we need to have these two values need to be the same. One needs to be positive, one needs to be negative. Now, to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to have to write it into a form, all right, where this can be done. All right, so we're going to kind of break this down into an absolute inequality, an n inequality, all right, where we have an m value minus some sort of value, and then we have our other one. Now, if you look at our other tutorial, to do this, it's kind of easy to figure out, is that when you have these two extreme values, the value you plug inside is actually going to be the average of the range. The average of the range. And what we mean by the average is we find the mean. So we're essentially, we actually are going to take the average. So we're going to take 6,000 plus 3,600 and divide it by 2. When we find that value, we're going to add those together. So we have 9,600 divided by 2. And what we have is 4, 8, 4, 8, 0, 0, 4,800. All right, so we're going to put 4,800 in there. Now, from that 4,800, this value right here, this is going to be the difference, right? The difference in the average, all right, and one of the endpoints, an endpoint. So we are then going to find this value, I'll make this in blue. We're going to take our average, which is 4,800, and we're going to subtract that from one of the endpoints. I'm going to just pick the lesser endpoint right there. So that's what I mean by one of the endpoints. We're going to take 3,000. When we find this value, that's going to be, all right, our value that we're going to end up with our inequality. So what we have right here is going to be 1,200. Okay, so we're going to put 1,200 in here. So this right here is our range that we're looking for. To verify that that is correct, what we're going to do is we're going to solve this, and what we should get is back to what we originally started with our original range. Okay, so this is actually going to be our answer. This is our answer. So we're going to take our answer, and I'm just going to check it by solving this and create an inequality. All right, an inequality. So I'm going to have m minus 4. We're going to create this by making this one negative. Our n inequality. I'm going to add, all right, 4,800 both sides. So what we have right here is going to be hopefully 6,000, which it is. All right, and then over here, I'm going to add this to the other side. So and we're going to add, so we can solve this. And then what we have right here is going to be 3, 6, 0, 0. And voila. What do you notice? Exactly what we started with. So this is the proper range of this problem. And that's what we just solved. We just found it correctly. We found an absolute value inequality that represents the mass range of the African elephant. All right, by finding the average range and then using that difference. Well, let's try one more problem. All right, in doing this. This is for a homework. Good one, right? A slow weekday, you spend at least 1 hour on homework. On a busy weekday, you spend as much as 4 hours on homework. Write an absolute, right, inequality that represents the number of hours you spend doing homework on a typical weekday. All right, so we have our range. So if we want to write this out, we have homework. All right, let's go at H. And we can go from anywhere from 1 hour, all right, up to a busy day, 4 hours. Okay, that's a busy day. All right, well, what is our absolute inequality going to be? Well, once again, we have to try to figure out, all right, what is our value where we have the same negative and positive. To do that, we're going to break this up and we're going to have our hours. We're going to subtract that from the average. So this is our average. All right, and then we're going to make this right here. This is the difference. Okay, so let's find our average. We're going to take 1 plus 4 divided by 2. And what we have is 5 halves. We have 5 halves right here. We're then going to find the difference. What's the difference between 5 halves, which is 2.5? All right, 2.5. And what the other value is going to be. So let's subtract, what's the difference between there? So I'll take the 2.5. So that's our average. And then I'll take the difference, make that in green. All right, the difference. We're going to take 2.5 minus 1. I'll just use the easy one, take the lesser one. All right, find the difference between those two, which is 1.5. And that's where that's going to go. 1.5 is going to go right there. And that's our absolute inequality. Once again, if you want to check your work, make sure you did it right, you should get back to our original range when we have that right there. So we're going to go H minus 5 halves. We got the negative portion, 1.5, is the end statement. All right, we're going to add, well, 2.5 both sides, 2.5. All right, add 2.5. All right, add it together, we should have 1, which we do. Right here, we're going to have 4, which we do. And that's our answer. So here's our answer for our absolute inequality to answer this problem. So gave you 2 examples of how to use absolute value or how to find absolute value inequalities to represent various different things. Hope this helps you out in determining this. Good luck and God bless the rest of you.